A lot of people would see my reviews if a lot of people watched them and they'd think, how can you do a review when he hasn't watched the movie? And don't really have an answer. They're not. I guess maybe my reviews aren't reviews since they're all opinion based, and it's just or I don't know. But like watch movies, I tend to pause them anyway. I very rarely have I watched a movie just sat down and watched like and sitting still for 2 hours and watch the whole movie. I usually break it up because I have a low attention span or something. I don't know. But I've learned to watch The Watchmen since it came out, and I noticed it on Netflix when I was scrolling through, and I was like, I wanted to watch that. I should just add that to my list. That's why I'm watching it now. Yes, it's 10 years after it was made. I don't know. I can't remember. But so I've got an hour and 55 minutes left. So it's relatively early in the movie, but it seems like it started on. I wanted what really I wanted to touch on, hone in on, because right now and it's raining, which is there are people the people he worked with on his team, and they're like sad and crying and stuff, and just really. But they're doing these flashbacks also to show how he was not a nice guy. I mean, in one flashback, one of his partners, and another flashback, he was shooting a pregnant woman in Vietnam, which I'm thinking it was his kid, because she came in, she's like, we've got to talk about this, So he shot a pregnant woman, and then another flashback, they showed him doing crowd control back in the United States. They're doing crowd control, and he starts punching people and opening fire, shooting people, and it's just like he was not a nice guy. I wonder why. And then people being sad at his funeral, that kind of thing. I know what happens, but I mean, if you don't like somebody, you shouldn't like them even when they're dead. That's how I feel. That idea first occurred to me when I was in college, and I found out a girl in my class had died over the summer, which I thought was. I found out I didn't. What's funny is I did not like her. I thought she was really annoying. And it occurred to me that people, I don't know, they fake it, I guess. I don't know. People are like all sad. Oh, it's just so sad that Chris is gone. I'm like, no, it's not. Nobody liked her. I mean, I guess it's sad for people who are close to her, maybe her siblings, her parents. I don't know. The rest of us, we should not mourn. We shouldn't celebrate when somebody dies. But if it's somebody who we didn't like, I think we should still just not like them. Do you pay your respects? That's a question that's begged right now. Do you pay your respects to somebody who you didn't like? And it's funerals. I've often said funerals are not for the deceased. The funeral is for the people who are alive, people who are left behind. And if you go to a funeral, it's for those people. It's not for the dead person. I mean, especially if you didn't really like that dead person. And not too long ago, within the past 5 or 6 months, one of the supervisors on a different shift where I work he was on the night shift, so he was actually one of my first bosses. He passed away because I didn't like him. I thought pretty decent. I didn't think he was a great boss towards the end because he didn't spend time on the floor actually helping or managing. But so he's a pretty good guy. But am I going to go to the funeral and be around a bunch of people I don't like, my coworkers, and people I don't know, his family? No. I mean, it's just him. I mean, I still something he said pre-shifts regularly that I've instituted is when you see a chair, push it in. That's like the smallest amount of work you can actually do. You push it in the chair. When you're walking through the casino, you see a chair, I'll push it in. And I do that. And I attribute it to him, even though I probably would do it anyway. Maybe. But I attribute it to him and his leadership stuff. Back to Watchmen. I'm going to keep watching this because I am. And it's not just my curiosity about movies that's kept me to watch movies all the way through, and I'm like, why did I waste the time? No, this isn't just my curiosity. It's a good movie. I mean, it's kind of murder mystery-ish because we're trying to figure out who killed the comedian. And I think that's the point. I mean, when you watch the fight scene, you know who did it, but who was behind it? You know, who was the? And I don't know. I just want to know that, and it's a pretty good movie. I mean, some of the visual effects are kind of hokey. The soundtrack is awesome. I love this music, and